4 out of 10 people plan to make New Year's resolution, and the number one promise, you hear it every year, I gotta lose weight. For nearly a third of us, it means trying to cut back on wheat. Dr. William Davis is a cardiologist and the author of the Wheat Belly 30-Minute Cookbook. Also with us, Michael Moss. He's an investigative reporter for the New York Times and the author of, like this, Salt, Sugar, Fat. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you both. Since you were here the last time, Dr. Davis, I was thinking maybe he's changed. Maybe he's thinking wheat is a good thing. And darn if I didn't go see you in the green room and you're still saying the same old stuff. Right. No wheat because?
Because it stimulates appetite, Gail. It's inflammatory, raises blood sugar, and it has its own built-in opiate. And this opiate drives appetite. So people say, I can't stop it because I'm drawn so powerfully toward these foods.
Right.
And it's in everything now. It's in virtually all processed foods. I would argue it's there on purpose to drive appetites.
But it seems unrealistic, though, to have a diet with no wheat. And you say, oh, no, not unrealistic, or difficult even, you say.
Well, that we even have to talk about this tells us how ubiquitous this stuff has become. This thing put in your food to drive your appetite, to make us helpless consumers of processed foods.
Yeah.
And so we take it out. There's a withdrawal process, by the way. 5 days or so of misery, nausea, headache,
yes.
cravings, etc. You get through it. Everybody survives. You feel absolutely wonderful, and the weight for the majority of people melts off.
We have both of you on because you have interesting perspectives. I mean, obviously you want to cut out the wheat and the gluten that goes with it. Michael, you're an investigative reporter for the New York Times. You've written a book where you talk about the dangers of sugar and salt. What do you think about getting rid of gluten and wheat in your diet?
Well, I think there's good and bad news for shoppers, right? I mean, at least finally now the FDA has set a limit for gluten in products that claim to be gluten-free. So when you walk into the store looking for those, now you can finally rest assured that if it says gluten-free, you're home free. And for celiac disease sufferers, that's huge, right? Yeah. But for the rest of us, though, I mean, gluten-free has become the new organic, natural, artisan, added calcium, these sort of health washing come-ons that are on products that are still loaded with salt, sugar, fat. So if you're looking to diet, it's becoming even more treacherous to find products that are truly healthier for you.
And what are they replacing the gluten with? You know, you think I'm getting gluten-free because it's better for me. But what is it being replaced with?
Usually rice starch, rice flour, corn starch, potato starch, or tapioca starch. These are ingredient scale they should not be using. So nobody should be eating those things because they raise blood sugar, have all these consequences for health, including weight gain, visceral fat weight gain. So we don't use.
So when you see a gluten-free pasta, you should still be worried about that.
Exactly, that's right.
We've been eating wheat forever, though, haven't we?
Less than 1/2% of our time on Earth. So we're often told wheat's been a part of the diet forever. It has not. 10,000 years. Out of the 2.5 million years people have walked the earth. So we only adopted wheat in a moment of desperation when we ran out of the things we really regard as food, like the organs and meat of animals, plants, nuts, berries, mushrooms. We ran out of those. We ate the seeds of grasses. That's what grains are, seeds of grasses. We didn't realize it would allow us to survive, but we'd have chronic health issues. Now, this is all made worse because agribusiness got into the act and changed what grains are with all their efforts.
All right, I have a question. So if you're an athlete and you exercise a lot, you need carbohydrates. You just do, you know? Where do you get those?
You need it, or even if you're not an athlete.
Yeah. So where do you get those carbohydrates?
Well, my daughter is a pro tennis player. And it took me a long time. I showed her, listen, Novak Djokovic did this, so she has become very limited in carbohydrate exposure. But she had to go through a very difficult withdrawal process because they need carbohydrates. They become addicted to carbohydrates, the bars and the drinks and all that sort of thing. Got to stop it. And then you become very non-carb dependent and you have almost limitless draws of energy from your fat stores.
So let's talk specifically then. So we're kind of talking about ingredients. What should we be eating? What are some of the typical things in your book about what are easy meals that you can make in 30 minutes or less?
Because people say we sacrifice convenience when we do this, when we go wheat-free, and we try to avoid all the processed foods. So the cookbook has lots of sauces, salad dressings, mayonnaise. People have forgotten how to make the most basic things, seasoning mixes, as well as muffins, cookies, and dinner dishes. So it's an effort to make this lifestyle very easy so people can navigate this and not sacrifice that much inconvenience.
And you make it a point of not calling it a diet. And Michael, what do you want us to eat? My head starts to spin with all of this different diet, what to eat, what not to eat.
I'm still of the strategy, Gail, of maximizing vegetables and whole fruits, which basically means you walk in the grocery store, you spend more time on the perimeter where the produce aisle is, and you be really careful when you walk into the center of the store, looking at shelves at eye level. That's where they put the most highly sugar, fat,
All right.
salt products.
Dr. William Davis and Michael Moss, good to see both of you. Thank you.